There are moments in life when someone you loved, someone you trusted, someone you thought would walk with you forever, suddenly disappears. No warning, no explanation, just distance, silence, absence. And in that quiet space, your heart breaks. You replay conversations. You blame yourself. You wonder what you could have done differently. But what if that separation wasn't a failure? What if it was an abandonment? What if it was God Himself pulling back a curtain, shifting the room, and redirecting your destiny? What if the loss you're crying over is the very thing heaven is celebrating? Because sometimes God removes people not to hurt you, but to protect you. And what feels like rejection is actually rescue. This message is for anyone who's ever felt the ache of a sudden goodbye. For anyone who has lost friends, relationships, opportunities, or connections and felt like their world was falling apart. You didn't just lose a person. You lost a piece of your story, a version of yourself, a future you thought was guaranteed. But here's the truth. God does not take without purpose. God does not separate without intention. God does not remove someone unless their presence is holding back what is trying to send into your life. This message matters because too many people blame themselves for divine interventions. Too many hold on to what God has already released. Too many chase what God has already blocked. Today, you're going to see the deeper meaning behind the losses that broke you, and why those removals were never meant to destroy you, but to deliver you. There was once a young woman who begged God to fix a relationship that was crumbling. She fasted, she prayed, she cried on her bedroom floor. Every day she asked God, please don't let them leave. But the more she tried to hold on, the farther they drifted. Years later, she discovered the truth. The person she begged God to keep was the one He was trying to protect her from. Not every presence is a blessing. Not every partnership is a purpose. Some people are chapters, not lifetimes. Lessons, not soulmates. Temporary assignments, not permanent foundations. And sometimes the only way God can move you forward is by removing the people who keep holding you in place. You see, God hears conversations you didn't hear. He sees intentions you couldn't see. He watches movements in secret places, motives in hidden spaces. And when He sees danger ahead, He intervenes, even if it breaks your heart for a moment. And yes, you may feel betrayed. Yes, you may feel abandoned. Yes, you may feel like something precious was stolen from you. But what if the truth is this? God didn't let them walk away. He escorted them out. Because their presence was delaying your growth. Their influence was clouding your identity. Their words were poisoning your purpose. Their loyalty was only seasonal. And their assignment in your life had already expired. When God removes someone from your life, it usually means one of these things. 1. They can no longer go where God is taking you. Your next season requires clarity, maturity, and alignment. Not everyone has a capacity for the version of you God is creating. 2. Their part in your story has been completed. Every book has chapters, and every chapter has characters who don't appear in the next one. 3. They were blocking your spiritual, emotional, or mental growth. Sometimes we grow comfortable with people who limit us. God breaks that comfort so you can grow. 4. They were connected to a place God needed you to leave. When God shifts your environment, He shifts your relationships. 5. God is preparing you for something bigger, something they were not meant to carry. New levels require new people, new mindset, new spiritual maturity. Think about it. If God allowed everyone to stay, you would never discover who you are without them. You wouldn't learn to depend on Him. You wouldn't grow into the person your destiny requires. Sometimes separation is the soil where transformation begins. Turning point realization, the moment that hits deeply. There comes a moment when you finally look back and realize, if they had stayed, I wouldn't have become who I am today. The heartbreak made you stronger. The confusion made you wiser. The loneliness made you seek God more deeply. The loss cleared the space for real blessings to enter. You realized that nothing was stolen from you. It was strategically removed. Because God saw who you would become, and He saw who they would become, and He knew the two paths could no longer coexist. So He separated you, not to punish you, but to preserve you, not to break your life, but to build it, not to leave you empty, but to prepare you for fullness. And the moment you understand this, you stop chasing people who left. You stop glorifying old seasons. You stop begging for what God already closed. You begin to walk with confidence, knowing, if someone left my life, it's because my destiny didn't need their presence. So if you're in that season now, if someone walked away, if a friendship fell apart, if a relationship you gave your all to suddenly ended, if God removed someone you thought would never leave, hear this. You didn't lose anything. You were being positioned, protected, redirected, prepared. God is not done with you. He's clearing the path, adjusting the light, removing weight so you can fly. One day, you will thank God for every person He removed, not in bitterness, but in understanding, because you will see the doors that opened, the peace that returned, the opportunities that appeared, the strength you discovered, the person you became. So breathe, let go, trust God's hand even when you don't understand His plan, because everything He removes, He replaces with something better, purer, stronger, and aligned with your destiny. And when the new season arrives, you will finally say, now I see why they had to leave. Now I understand what God was doing. The removal was a release I needed for the future I was born for. When someone leaves your life, the first thing you notice is not the absence of their voice. It's a volume of your thoughts. Suddenly the world gets quieter, but your mind gets louder. You start asking questions like, was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? Why did God allow this? Why now? Why them? It's in this moment, the moment after the loss, where most people misunderstand God, because divine separation rarely feels divine at first. It feels like heartbreak. It feels like confusion. It feels like standing in the middle of a road that was once filled with footsteps, now echoing with emptiness. But hear this truth. God often speaks the loudest through what He allows to become quiet. The silence you feel is not punishment. It's God clearing the noise so you can finally hear what He's been trying to tell you for months, maybe years. Sometimes God must remove a person so you can rediscover yourself, because you were becoming too small to make them comfortable, because you were dimming your light to keep them shining, because you were losing your identity trying to keep their presence. And God loves you too deeply to let you shrink for someone He never designed to stay. There are moments in life when God's greatest miracles are hidden inside what looks like heartbreak. Maybe the person God removed was on a path that would have dragged your destiny with it. Maybe their character was changing. Maybe their loyalty was fading. Maybe their heart was drifting into places that would have shattered yours. But you didn't see that, and you weren't supposed to. Because God protects you in dimensions you cannot understand. Picture a parent grabbing a child's hand sharply, The child cries, not knowing the parent just stopped them from stepping into traffic. This is how God works. You call it a painful separation. He calls it intervention. You call it rejection. He calls it redirection. You call it loss. He calls it protection. Some of the greatest heartbreaks in your life are simply God saying, "You don't know what I know. Trust me." One reason separation hurts so much is because we're not just losing a person. We're losing the version of ourselves we built around them. You had plans. You had hopes. You had expectations. You had dreams that included their name. And when God removes someone, it feels like those dreams die too. But listen, God never allows a dream to die unless He intends to resurrect a better one. Sometimes He removes who you wanted to make space for who you needed. Sometimes He ends a story you were writing so He can begin the one He authored. You're not empty. You're being reset. You're not abandoned. You're being repositioned. The things you thought you lost were making room for the things that were meant to find you. The shift, when God prepares something greater, there's always a shift before a blessing, always a shaking before a breakthrough, always a separation before elevation. And when God starts moving pieces around your life, it may feel like everything is falling apart, but it's actually falling into place. Think of a tree. Before new leaves grow, the old ones must fall, not because they were bad, but because their season ended. This is how God works with relationships. He removes people who drain your spirit, people who block your calling, people who distract your purpose, people who misuse your heart, people who can't see your worth, people who were never meant to stay forever. Not because you aren't valuable, but because your value is too great for certain environments. God removes to refine. God prunes to increase. God separates to advance. And when He clears your space, it's because something bigger, something stronger, something more aligned is on its way. There will come a day, maybe months from now, maybe years, when something will happen and you'll suddenly understand every painful goodbye. A new door will open. A new blessing will unfold. A new opportunity will arise. A new person will enter your life. And your heart will whisper, "Now I see it. Now I understand." Every tear had purpose. Every ending had intention. Every separation had strategy. God was not taking something from you. He was preparing something for you. And what He brings into your life will make you say, "This is why the others had to leave. This is why God closed those doors. This is why the silence was necessary." Because what God is preparing is bigger than what you lost, richer than what you prayed for, stronger than what you imagined, and more aligned with the destiny He placed inside you before you were born. If you are in a season of separation right now, if people you loved have walked away, if connections you valued are dissolved, don't fight it. Don't fear it. Don't chase it. Don't reopen the doors God closed. Stand still. Stand calm. Stand trusting. Because God is not removing your comfort. He's removing your limits. He is not taking from you. He is making space for what's coming. And what's coming is far greater than what left. Your story is not ending. Your chapter is not closing. Your heart is not being punished. You are being positioned for your next season. And when that season arrives, you will finally understand. Every removal was mercy. Every goodbye was protection. Every ending was preparation. And nothing, absolutely nothing, was lost